Baby, make like I do with the punches and roll me home.
Yeah, another episode of Toking with Topher. We're short Wyatt. He's out, so I had to run the board. That's why I'm leaning over. He's back in Oklahoma doing some business down there. So we miss him greatly, but we brought his
let's
boss
not
in.
say that he's doing business in Oklahoma right now. Probably not.
He's not.
Best time.
He's not. He's not.
He's there to see his family.
Yeah, he's family.
I don't even want to say that.
He did send some pictures of his dad's grow.
Oh, nice.
And man, his dad's grow, man. These plants look really good. They're going to harvest some this week. So he sent me some pictures. We'll get those up for you guys and see how they do it in Oklahoma, I guess, because it look pretty cool.
There's plenty of it there. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
I
kidding.
bet.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because it's like Wild Wild West down there,
Yeah.
and it's just open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not as schooled on that market as maybe Wyatt is for sure. But I believe if you had somewhere in the neighborhood of less than $5,000 up front, you could get into that market.
Wow.
I think it's still the case. Again, I could be way off on that. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but it wasn't a lot of money to get in.
Right.
So yeah, you got plenty of players over there.
Right.
So and that's thinning out.
Yeah, I'm
now,
sure it
but,
was way oversaturated. Most of those people didn't know.
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
numbers that there's 8,500 grows there.
Jeez.
There's 250 or so here in Missouri. Just to put that into
There's
perspective.
probably a lot of 20% weed, 15 and 20% weed. Like you go into a place, yeah. Do you have anything over 21%?
I'm sure they have some good stuff.
Yeah.
With that many people growing.
Yeah, somebody's got to be doing
somebody's gotta
something to it,
hit
right?
a home run.
There
at
is a
some point,
Walmart
dude.
down
But
there.
I would think the percentage of shitty growers is pretty high
Maybe.
with that many. You know,
It's a
I mean, it's gotta
hard
be.
process. If you don't know what you're doing, you're screwed.
That's true.
Or
It
even
is
have an
pretty- it's a
inkling of kind of mentorship.
It is a
behind
weed.
you.
You know, it is
Yeah.
a weed. So,
Yeah.
but
There's ways to make it. better.
this is episode number 14, guys. Episode number 14. We've been doing a lot of work. I did lose one plant. You know, the big one is
Went
gone.
down.
Yeah.
Grandpa's stash, one we were bragging about last episode.
We lost Grandpa's
Literally
stash.
lost it overnight. That same night we recorded the episode, I woke up the next morning and it was dead. And every chance that we had to revive it, we wasn't able to get it to revive. So
It was unsuccessful.
it was a rip on that one.
It had a DNR.
It was alive before you got the new dog, though, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It could be
So-
that, or I would like to talk
Oh, are
about
you thinking the dog might have potty
peed on it.
I'm just trying to see what's changed in
Well,
the
it's a
house.
girl, though,
Yeah.
right? It wouldn't
So
lift
it couldn't lift the leg.
The plant was fine.
True. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then we
Just
got the
didn't
dog.
like the dog?
Well, I will tell you a funny story. My parents used to grow weed on their
Now he's like, that fucking
on
dog.
their. They.
I believe you overfed the plant. Is that
Yeah.
just to?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we did overfeed the plant.
Okay.
I did.
Anyways.
I did overfeed it. It killed it. But
You're
a funny
talking about
story.
your parents' dog. Is this the killer?
No,
dog?
my parents had used to grow the plants on their patio. You know, they had a little privacy fence. They'd grow weed. My grandparents would come over there. My grandfather would kill it every
would he
time.
really?
Yeah, he was like very against the weed. So when they would grow shit out on the farm, like every year, my uncle and my dad would go out with seeds, and they literally was like fucking Johnny Appleseed. They just took handfuls. You know, back then, these seeds was in everything. You know,
Right.
chuck them out into the woods, dude.
I remember.
They would go out.
You flipping them with
Fuck,
the
it was-
paper.
it was
walk
a-
outside and get hit in the head with
Right,
weed
dude,
seeds.
your fucking joints are popping.
Yeah.
You know,
The bottom of the bus, it's like walking on popcorn.
crackle and pop. So they used to just chuck them out there. Well, you know, when the season started and the fucking plants started growing, you know, there was like always a game for my grandfather to find where they fucking planted these plants on his farm.
So we went to my grandparents' house one time, and they didn't smoke.
Yeah, the other day.
And in their backyard, wasn't in a pot or anything. I think one of the neighbors planted because there was like a 5-foot fucking plant in my grandparents' backyard.
Holy shit.
And they thought it was a big weed, so we were over there to cut grass and all this stuff.
Yeah.
My brother said something, so he said something.
Did you guys let it-
My dad's like, leave that thing alone.
Yeah, did you let it bud?
I forget. I think we took it from there and then brought it home,
it.
and then I think it died or something. Like, yeah, we didn't. You know,
Did you?
I was young.
You
I, mean,
must
shit,
have
I might have been like 7.
You must have subscribed to the Topher nutrient plan, and that's
Yeah.
how you killed it.
My uncle lived in the for a minute, lived in the neighborhood across from Topher's when we were growing up, and he made a mistake of letting me know that he had plants in his backyard. His yard also backed up to our middle school.
Yeah.
So he lived right there, Uncle Skip. And we ventured over there one night and plucked the plants probably months before they had a bud on them. Not even barely any fucking leaves on them. Just they were maybe
Charlie
2
Brown's
weeks. I mean,
Christmas
we
tree.
couldn't even wait a month.
Oh my
ripping
God.
these things out of my own uncle's backyard. Took them, put them in.
Now, is
read
he
that.
still alive?
No,
I was gonna say,
unfortunately.
he's gonna
Convincing
whoop
each
your
other.
ass.
Did you guys
Sorry, Uncle Skip.
convince each other that the leaves would get you high?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we had the anarchist cookbook or
Right,
whatever.
right,
And that was
right.
back when we were
Yeah.
talking about cooking
Banana peels.
We're cooking fucking
He was the one I did it with.
yeah. We're cooking now. We're cooking leaves and smoking those.
Yeah, drying them out.
Fucking Jared's
Yeah,
mom comes
drying them
home.
out.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Drying
You
them
know what
out.
I mean? It's just we weren't even getting high. I ripped my uncle off for absolutely nothing, dude.
Oh, he was probably pissed. He was
no
like, those
internet.
damn
Yeah.
plants.
How were we supposed to know?
Right.
Yeah.
There
Dude,
was
we
no
were
yeah.
dumb. Everybody was dumb about
Yeah,
everything.
we were. We didn't know shit back.
About
we
that,
were
how could
kids.
you?
Dude, we
The
were like
hardest
12.
I ever laughed
fuck?
was banana peels. Like I was
Oh,
on
man.
mushrooms or something.
You
and
fucking
someone was
be-
talking about smoking banana peels, and I thought that was the funniest fucking.
No, we
Dude, we
that
did
shit.
that. We did it in Jarrett's fucking oven.
Yeah,
we put
dude, that
banana.
poor
Jarrett was
oven.
freaking out because we didn't have any weed or
We
we.
should go do an episode at that house.
Oh no!
Just
set
knock
up in
on the door
driveway
and
be like,
just
"There's
be like,
history here."
I want to tell you everything.
Can
that
I put
happened.
a-
Just,
I want to put a barber
my
chair
God.
in your basement
Yeah.
and sit on it
Yeah.
just for 5 minutes and do a show.
yeah,
you know,
and then the
'cause-
things that happened on that chair, and his mom would actually use it as her business. That
Yeah.
was where she cut hair
Yeah.
in the day, and it.
Nah.
Bro, and she wasn't
Well, it was
home.
part-time.
I would never sit there and get my hair cut after the shit that I saw go down on
It
that
was
thing.
part time because my dad was left for work at like 6:30. He was gone. Right. My mom left at like 8:15 was her timeout. Jarrett's parents were gone by 8:30. So in the summer,
yeah.
fuck, dude, I'm taking my bike down 8:30, dude, knocking on their door with some weed in my pocket. Like, let's get high. We were smoking weed every day in the summer. It was such a great time.
Get older, you'd take half of that bag and
Sell
somebody
it.
buy you a beer, you know. Dude,
Yeah. Well, we'd start in the morning, like get high, and then that was our adventure for the day. We'd
Right.
we'd walk to the 7-Eleven. We'd fucking go to Carrie Probe's house. We'd
Oh.
find shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
but high all day.
summer.
everything but high.
Yeah, good days. It was good days. Looking for my Milwaukee's best.
Oh God,
You know?
those were the good old days.
Yeah.
I bowed out maybe junior, senior year in those summers a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to
I was in a cold.
be
by
in
then.
shape and stuff
Yeah.
for sports or whatever. But yeah, there was a good 5 years of every summer.
Debauchery.
You know, and then we had you'll like this. So we had the stage downstairs with a backstage, by the way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
lights,
There was a
all
green-
lights.
there was
were
a green room.
stolen, you know, stolen lights off of street signs. You remember that?
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Whatever. And we had the can lights. If somebody brought them and left them, you know, just
Shit
start
that you
collecting
collect. Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
There was a fucking Lucite John Bonham sunburst set down there though for like 3 years. It's somebody.
Just
Yeah.
left.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hosack Plumbing. If you guys need a great plumber, by
Hey,
the
we
way.
do. We use them at our club. Hosack
Steve
Plumbing.
Hosack. That
Steve
was his
Hosack.
kit. Unbelievable
Yeah.
kit. Sat down there. There's some great musicians that came down there.
Oh my God! All the time. We had Cruzy was down there. we had
always, yeah.
Daukus down there. Billy Salmon.
Yeah.
Brian Nichols.
But we learned how to play
Jared,
down there
yeah.
too, you know. So we'd have all summer to just suck,
Mm-hmm.
you know, together. Everybody
Yeah.
kind of was learning. Some guys were immediately great, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
Tommy Daukus for
Yeah.
one. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
just instantly out of the gate.
Man, those guys always astonish me.
Unbelievable.
Man, they just pick it up and it
Isn't
just
it
makes
wild?
sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I
dude,
mean?
Yeah, and you just
And you know exactly who they are because
Yeah.
they can rip anything.
That's why I quit playing guitar because I was actually a prodigy,
yeah,
and I
It was
I was
just too
bored.
easy?
I was like, oh my God, it's too easy, so I just put it down.
yeah.
Too many bands wanted me, and I'm like, it's not the career I want.
He
you know?
also got into those pointy guitars for a while. You got a
Yeah,
couple over there.
yeah.
still, and those will hurt you after a while if
The
you're not
80s
careful. So he got stabbed a few times.
Yeah, that's
you know what I
Dr.
mean?
Hook. That's why he's got one eye. Stabbed in the eye.
Pointy guitars in the 80s.
The 80s were crucial. I will say this. Today, I wanted to talk about on the show, you see the stack of chocolates that we have out here, compliments of Gron edibles. It's becoming the season, right? It's becoming... it's actually getting the season right now for chocolate and s'mores. And we were talking about this earlier, man. You know, these aren't going to be melting in your car now because you can get them and take them. But what I really wanted to talk about was the ratio side of it, you know?
Well, first, you know, chocolate is new here for Missouri for us, but this is what we come from. Our owner, Christine, was a chocolatier. She learned how to make chocolate while she was an engineer at an engineering firm, got out of that, and started making chocolate full-time on her own, bought the equipment herself, everything.
Wow.
Eventually got into CBD. Then she's in Oregon. Weed became legal. She got into the business, but it was chocolate first. So these gummies that we're known for here and in some other states. In Oregon and other states, we're known for our chocolate. I mean, chocolate is first love for us. That's also fair market or fair trade chocolate in there, which is, I don't know if you know about this, but
No, I do
chocolate
know.
is kind of in line with diamonds. I mean,
What?
There's some dirty deal practices
Oh.
going on with chocolate. So fair trade means that we actually paid a farmer for chocolate. It's all
Okay.
done above board, regulated.
Wow.
Yeah, the chocolate can get. I'm not saying people are using dirty chocolate out there, but if you check out,
Don't be using that
yeah,
dirty
I don't
chocolate.
even want to start.
That's a
that,
great
but-
band name,
Yeah.
Dirty
Yeah.
Dirty chocolate. I like it. Holy shit. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Chocolate. They opened for Nickelback, I think. Dirty
They play so fine, don't you agree?
chocolate. Melt in your mouth.
I did not know that about free trade chocolate. Cool.
Yeah, so that's important to us too because, yeah, if you look into it, it's crazy. All the stuff
Yeah.
that goes on around chocolate. It's similar to the diamond industry in that way. It's kind of interesting.
That's yeah. And
So
I
has this launched yet for you guys?
They are definitely launched.
Okay.
They're in the stores
It's been
now?
out, yeah, for a couple of weeks now.
Awesome.
Right behind this, coming next, is our single dose 100 milligram chocolate bar,
Yeah.
which is very small.
Yeah.
So our
I'm
Mega
looking forward to
Pearl
that.
Mega Pearl users will love that.
Yep.
Certainly.
I gave a lot of those away over the weekend. A lot of people was like those pearls, those high doses. You know, you're either or. You're being, I only better take one, or you know, or you get like, oh, you give me the Mega Pearl. You
Yeah.
know? So.
Yeah, there's plenty of both.
What
types of
ratio do
people.
you have?
So this is a daytime 3-to-1 sativa. Now, a couple of things. There's a lot of things to talk about with these, but one of the things I want to point out was look at the packaging.
Yeah.
So this is everywhere else in the United States. Hold that up. Look at this packaging. Beautiful packaging.
Right.
Everywhere else in the United States. And hey, this is Missouri.
Both, first of all, all these are
It's
Missouri
pretty-
products.
pretty
These
plain.
are all made here in Missouri. However,
Plain.
so that's the new packaging rules that go into effect in May, I believe.
Right.
That's what we'll start to look
We'll be
like.
going to,
Yeah,
so-
so we got ahead of the game on those, but yes, the other two SKUs are our original packaging, which we love. You know, we love our branding, and then that goes for our
What color
pearls,
would you
too.
call this? Salmon? Salmon?
I'd have
Says
to double
salmon
check on
color?
that. I'm sorry.
What's that
That's,
SKU on that? It says the salmon in your let me see what the color. No, doesn't go. Okay.
Now these are straight THC though. There's no ratio on them.
Straight THC on those, and then we have our N SKUs here. Our daytime sativa, what we've done is added
3-to-1.
CBG to that.
Yep.
3-to-1 ratio.
All right, let's talk.
My favorite.
Let's
cannabinoid
focus on this because we were
personally,
talking about the
Yeah.
CBG a little bit.
So I'm gonna crack this 3-to-1 open
Yeah.
here.
Because I asked you because I do a lot of the microdosing and you said that you've done that
Yeah.
as well. That low dose.
Of course.
I'm 2.5 milligram THC, 2.5 milligram CBD in a mint.
Yeah.
And it just kind of feels like you drink 2 beers, but I'll take 4 or 5 throughout the day. I've just been kind of saturating my cannabinoid system.
So
And
let me ask you a question. So there's one of these is 5 milligrams, right?
Correct.
So one of these little squares
so there's 20 pieces.
is 5. Okay, so I'm gonna do a 10. I'm gonna take 10.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm not taking 10.
Yeah, you don't
just
have to
told
take
me they're
any,
gonna
it's
kick
fine.
my butt.
No,
I'm gonna take 5. It's good.
You should take what you normally take.
It actually is good.
I
So,
don't even know because
That's
the
good
only thing I've
chocolate.
taken is the mint.
Take a little bite of it.
honestly, the thing about it
Chocolate's
is,
real good.
I think
Taste
I think
chocolate.
you get that mist on edibles a lot. Taste. People are like, for the most part, you want the THC or you want the effect. But I think that
that chocolate is great.
It's awesome.
what I found about Gruen is that their chocolate and their pearls, the candy is really tasty. Like it's something I would eat, or if you know what I'm saying.
It's so good.
It's really
So
good.
it is really good.
Holy cow.
Even that, to get 100 milligrams in a small little single dose chocolate bar is not easy. So, and for it to taste good, even those taste really good.
Really?
I don't even. All I taste is
Yeah,
chocolate.
you can't taste
And
THC
you've got,
at all.
you got
Not at all.
Jacobson sea salt on the back of that too.
Oh, is that
which
what that
really
sea
nice.
salt? Okay.
And yeah.
So my question is, because I know the gummies, if you have a
Homogenized?
10 are emulsified, right?
Homogenized.
Homogenized, same
Yeah.
thing, basically.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty much.
Chocolate.
Like if you're cutting
Those
it in
are as
half,
well, yeah.
if you got a 5, you're getting 2.5. If you got a 10, you're getting
Yeah,
5. Like
yeah.
you guys pretty much stand by your product as far as that goes. Because a lot of the gummies out there, if you cut it in half, you might not get half
Yeah.
because it's not homogenized.
And I don't know if
That's
people
the
are
same
doing
with the
this,
chocolate.
but if you spray your product with instead of
Which I've heard some
those
people
are
do.
you don't want to cut those up because you have no idea. They may be able to get 10 milligrams if spraying into one edible, but there's no guarantee once you break it up.
Right.
At that point.
Right. And I think for a lot of people,
We don't do that.
They like to be able to break them up or bite them in half, or and I think that's real important. I gave the homogenized speech to everybody I gave edibles to from Gruen on
Thank
Saturday,
you.
just because
well, that's a cool thing because you don't know.
you want them to know that.
Yeah, because
And
let
they
them
d-
dose the
they
way
don't
they
know.
want to dose.
Right.
Yeah. And
right.
everybody's been burned at some point.
Now,
know.
what's
Yeah.
the reaction time on these? Like the
About 45 minutes.
About
So
45.
they're not the quick fast acting.
Yeah.
It says 45. All that is going to depend on what you have in your stomach and your
Yeah.
personal
Metabolism
and everything
Right.
else. But
So
40,
on top of my mints. This I
Yeah.
just, 'cause I just took
45
one
should be
before we got here.
pretty safe. I'd say normally a normal person is going to be less than that.
Yeah.
But
So the one thing I don't like about the packaging, and I've mentioned this before, is the calling out of the sativa and the indicas. From a marketing and a sales standpoint, and we certainly said this, the consumers coming in, I want an indica, I want to say, packaging in that way, it's a very misleading to me. But I do like the ratio side of things because I do
Yeah.
think that is where you can lean your high towards the being
Correct.
tired or being up.
So we of course we weren't forced into doing it, but the market indicated that, and not just in Missouri, but if we don't put sativa or indica into those bars and in there, that people will just go somewhere else because so what we didn't explain, and maybe your viewers know this, but it is not, once you take an edible and it goes into your liver, there's no way for your liver to break down terpenes or know if you've got an indica or a sativa. So it's completely different than smoking. However, you are going to get the THC,
right.
which is why we started putting other cannabinoids into our candy to get the effect of an uplifting experience, which CBG does, and that's
Yep.
why we really like that bar. And then CBN and CBD on the nighttime is going to definitely feel like a pretty heavy-hitting indica, maybe even a little harder than a heavy-hitting indica. So
Yeah, these are the sleepy indica 1:1:1.
That's the
Which
CB.
is CBD, CBN, and
Yeah.
THC.
Night,
CBD
night.
and CBN together are really good for sleep.
Yeah.
really, really good.
And
Especially with that THC added to it.
CBN,
Too. It's
CBN.
gonna be night time.
And you should go, even a lower, you don't have to go high dose on that because if you're trying to go to sleep, right?
You don't wanna be
that's
all wired
enough.
out.
Even if you're taking 100 milligrams at a time, you can take 20, 30 milligrams
And
of
get that
and get that
sleepy.
sleep,
Yeah.
yeah, without.
No, dude, I want to be
without-
completely high when I sleep, man.
yeah,
I don't
it's
want
kind of a waste, right?
Kind of a waste, or it would hit me and I wouldn't fall asleep.
Hey, my
and then I'd be
dreams
like,
might be
"Whoa."
cool.
Yeah, you also might just get so high you don't want to go to fucking bed
Right.
anymore.
You're
It's like,
watching
oh,
movies.
Yeah, I know
push
people
through
that's
this
happened to.
CBN situation.
I got some work to do.
Yeah.
I was reading about CBN is kind of interesting because we have the two receptors, the CB1 and the CB2. CB1 is your brain and your nervous system, and CB2 is your immune system. And CBN it stays in the CB1 receptor. It's the one receptor. It takes that receptor, and they think that that's where the benefits of CBN come from, and that together with CBD, it becomes a pretty good lethal punch to hit those receptors. So
Nice.
Ooh la la.
yeah. And CBG now. That's the one I like because that's the uplifting that I dig. I'd rather have a CBG ratio than almost a high sativa, like a full sativa weed flower. I think that gives me a little bit of anxiety. Where I used to like a sativa, but I'm kind of now leaning towards. That's why I like these CBGs, because I get that uplifting without the anxiety.
Yeah.
And the come down on it too is really nice. So even though you are elevated, usually if you take a drug to get elevated in some way, you're gonna pay the price.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your serotonin levels are gonna get sucked out, or whatever the situation is of drug that you've done. Yeah. There's no.
It's rolled good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one.
This will uplift you without, you will just gradually
Kind of fall off. It's not like a
it's
crash.
No, you're not left with.
Right.
Just looking under the bed. And, you're not gonna calling the dispo at 4 a.m. or to get more or anything. It's not.
Or calling the hospital. My heart's pounding out of its chest.
Well,
Shit.
So that's one thing I watch out on edibles. I've learned my lesson by overdosing on edibles to the point where I was sick for days. I didn't pee for days. My liver almost shut down. Like my kidneys were like, "Fuck this." I was sick for a couple of days. I had really consumed a lot of edibles, and
I remember
it was unfortunate. It was a 420 a couple years ago.
It was an impressive amount.
So how are these being accepted in Missouri? Everyone's like
Pretty
digging them,
good.
ready to. I mean, obviously the name itself is gonna.
Yeah, well, our company as a whole, our products are doing great. I'm good right now. We couldn't be more happier with the way we've been received in the state. That's for sure. It's right now no one's selling a ton of chocolate. It's hot out. We're just getting through that. It's not quite chocolate season, as they say.
It is.
For us to launch in the middle of the summer, it's a tough launch. That's getting ready to change though. So we've got our products out there. They're getting out there. I think once people actually try them, which we're
The chocolate is phenomenal.
it's really good, and we're just now getting product in to let people sample, and so that'll certainly help too.
Yeah.
We definitely have some experience in launching this in different markets, so
Yeah.
we're really excited. We love it. It really is what we're based off of, and what our first love was is chocolate. So
Is
we're
the chocolate,
excited, and we hope people give it a shot and like it. So
I don't see why you
I
wouldn't.
think there's a lot of excitement about the 100 milligram single dose. There just isn't quite.
and that's just like a little square.
little square. So
Boom, 100 in it.
it's a lot of chocolate to get through if you are a high dose user. So and there isn't quite anything like that on the market right now. So I think they'll really like that, and hopefully that'll give them a chance to actually taste the product too, because the damn chocolate is pretty exciting. And
man.
the Jacobson sea salt that's on there is a killer.
Well,
as
if anybody knows Jacobson, he's an amazing dude. The guy knows his fucking salt. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes
Salt
to
of the earth, that
harvesting
guy.
sea salt, he knows how to do it.
Jimmy Buffett, where's the salt? It's in the
he's-
Groon milk chocolate.
He's like the third generation Jacobson.
Yeah.
So he's been out on
he's
sea
the
for a long
third.
time. Yeah.
grew up on the salt mine. Actually,
Salt
it's
mines
under the house.
Yeah,
so
it's actually a free salt trade. Just free chocolate trade. and
Jacobson is sea salt is from Oregon. Just so you guys know.
salt. Yeah, well, we do that.
You knew
we
he
know
was
we
from
know
there.
Jake. I know
If
him.
you Google it, it'll-
we exchange Christmas
Jacob.
cards.
Yeah.
So he sends me a little thing of sea salt.
I love it, man. Those things are gonna.
Rage.
Oh, dude, the chocolate taste of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the 100 milligrams coming out. That's great for the higher dose.
Yeah.
But like you're taking one piece, it's 5 milligrams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's the only reason I didn't bite more of that. Because I've already done the mints and I knew we were smoking. I'm
Sure.
like, I'll be over here like this
Yeah.
from the show. Man.
In the recovery room.
I'll be useless.
I
I'll be
sat
like,
in for you here one time and went way overboard. So I know what you're talking about.
I remember you
literally
telling me,
was
yeah.
just staring into
he'll do it to you,
space
too.
after a minute.
On the 19th, I know on September 19th, we have Corey Feldman coming. Oh, shit. We got Corey Feldman
he
coming.
did that on purpose.
And Gron's going to be there, and they're going to
Yeah,
have they're going to have a booth, and they're literally going to have a ton of samples. So while they last, I'd kind of get to the show if you want to try these and not spend money. Come to the show. As a matter of fact, let's give a couple a pair of tickets to Corey Feldman. We'll just do it right now. So find out if people are watching this, because only the people who are watching this are going to be able to fucking know how to do this. I will give a pair of Corey Feldman tickets for this Tuesday, September 19th, to whoever puts in the comments the name of Corey Feldman's character in The Lost Boys. That's pretty easy. Somebody should be able to get that. First person puts the comments in, you'll have a pair of tickets for you for Corey Feldman on Tuesday at Diamond Music Hall in St. Peters, Missouri. So if you want to make the show, I know I got a lot of demographic out here in this area. It'd be a good time. Gron's going to be there. I got Missouri Wild Alchemy is going to be there.
We're going to be there.
Me and Scotty's going to be there.
Yeah.
Brian's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of guest stars that'll be there.
I'm dressing up like Chunk.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to wear the white shirt with the yellow jacket and some goofy pants.
We're trying to figure out if Corey Feldman gets high.
Man,
Yep. I've been trying to figure it out.
He got busted. His bus got busted with it,
Yeah, and I know he doesn't drink, right?
He doesn't drink. No liquor in his green room for sure.
Well, that's fine.
So
He might be California sober, as they call it.
Yeah, he's probably California sober, weed smoker.
You'd probably already know about it, though, since he's playing your club. It wasn't on the rider.
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't. It wasn't. But they usually
maybe
hit
he's
me up when they get here.
Yeah, okay.
Striper hit me big when they got here.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't think they will anymore.
Striper hit me for like $500 in cannabis when they got here. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like,
To
normally,
hell with
everybody wants vapes.
being sober.
Yeah,
I guess.
to hell with everything
They
else
all
but
want
weed.
carts.
Yeah,
Disposable ones or just carts?
just cart. It doesn't matter. Disposables or
Oh, they wanted carts.
yeah,
That's what you
carts
did.
and weed.
We could smoke
and
those
edibles.
in church. You
And
know
edibles.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
An edible,
sure.
a quart. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you're living right with the Lord, some of the Lord's people may not want you.
I guess if
blowing
you were
weed smoke on.
I guess if you're Old Testament, you would smoke the weed though. I'd be like, yeah, I'm old school.
Yeah.
So it's Old
I do it like
Testament?
Jesus did it and smoke it.
Jesus did it.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
Well,
just
he's New Testament,
So they
so
did.
he would be bonging.
He is.
I would like
Yeah,
to tell
Jesus is
you.
New Testament.
I would say this.
We should maybe get somebody in here to talk
It's
about.
kind of funny.
Religion of
The
weed.
scholars just came out with the thing that a story they read in the fucking manuscripts and shit that
I love when he
that
does this.
Jesus
It's like, what the fuck are you
Jesus was fucking running around with his disciples and that they were performing miracles with cannabis oil.
Yeah.
Like that's how they were like fucking miracle. And could you imagine? Like, no, it's fucking true, man. I'll fucking send you the article. Could you imagine?
Pull that article
Oh
up.
man, Jesus and cannabis oil. I'm gonna
I mean, he
pull it up
looked
right
like
here.
a stoner. I mean,
Seriously, these guys were fucking hippies running around
Yeah.
smoking weed.
Birkenstocks.
Listen,
That makes sense,
if they had
actually.
cannabis oil going, which they did, they were smoking it. They had to be smoking it. He was the son of God. God put the shit here. He's like, bro, you need to get on this fucking.
hey, find this plant when you
Find
get
this
down
shit,
there.
bro. Get this
Let
shit.
me
You'll
know how
love
it is.
this.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
They for sure had that.
that hot and dusty desert will seem much better.
I mean, they grow weed over there, right? In like
Yeah, it grows
Israel and
natural.
Jerusalem and
oh,
I got some weed in
got
Somalia
some Jesus
once.
weed.
Somalia.
Oh,
I had a Muslim. I had Muslim weed.
He was a holy roller, man.
Muslim weed?
I had Muslim weed in Somalia
Can-
from a 10-year-old boy.
Can they even do that?
Yeah, 10-year-old boy. I'll give you a picture. You can post
Listen.
a picture of him too on this.
According to historical research, Jesus used medical marijuana to perform healing miracles according to evidence found in ancient Mesopotamian documents, Assyrian medical tablets, and in the Bible itself, Jesus used cannabis-infused oil.
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, I'm reading it right here.
He had his
You
own
seeing it?
dispensary.
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
It's called Jesus weed. We need to find this
Weed in
Jesus weed.
Bethlehem. That is the
He had
best
infused
spot.
pre-rolls with his miracle shit. He was rubbing on
Yeah,
people.
dude. I mean, of course. I
Makes
mean,
sense.
I've
they
never.
wrote.
I was raised
think about
Catholic,
this.
and I've never heard that.
The first
that's something they
dude
probably promote to a kid.
to cruise around the earth in using infused cannabis oil had a fucking religion made out after him. That's crazy. The first hippie basically had the first stoner. Hey, man.
Have you ever seen Jesus Christ Superstar?
You know he probably should have. Yeah.
I didn't know I was doing the Lord's work out here.
Yeah, you are.
Right?
You're basically
You're
doing
healing
what
people.
Jesus did.
Okay.
You're
Now, if you
basically
could
doing
walk on water.
only make on money.
We
Only
haven't
making
found
money.
that skew yet.
And you know what? You know when he walked on water, was all the disciples were under the water with weights on, just like walking. They was walking on their hands. It's like a circus. Come on, like a circus.
Let them have it.
Like
Let
a
'em have a
carny.
little-
It was like a carny when Jesus rolled
Look at him
into
go.
town.
Look at him go.
Hey guys, we'll cure you up, man. Here comes the Jesus carnival pulling it down. Jesus, Pontius Pilate was like, "We're done with this circus shit." You know,
Get the carnies out of
yeah,
here.
get these carnies out of here.
God, we're going down.
Here
on this
comes the
one.
dirty carnies.
They're eating dirty chocolate. Jesus is
Made in Oklahoma.
Jesus is doing a gig in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're coming to town.
Sponsoring Corey Feldman shows.
Gruen's coming to town.
Bruin sponsored Jesus.
Jesus
Just so
is
you
coming
know.
to town, sponsored by Sense Cannabis. Oh my God, we're going to hell.
So
You know what? Now that I think, that doesn't surprise me.
Of course it doesn't.
I mean,
It
they
doesn't
use
me
kind of
either.
old medicine, and it's been kind of, just black labeled, blacklisted here in
Dude,
the
the minute-
States as far as legalities and shutting it down because of all these medicines and everything else.
The minute I
Pill, big pharma shit.
the first time I smoked weed, I felt close to God. I think it's probably true.
He's
Jesus.
he's knocking on my shoulder. right
Jesus
now.
is like, you
He's
know
like,
what?
I'm scared to drive home. The
Why?
karma is gonna hit me. I feel like in my car.
So I do, that's the good thing about what I always bring up the ratio stuff, because there's really no one doing it. Gruen's really the only ones that I see with the products. I mean, there probably is other people doing it, and I'm blinded by it, but they brought it to, they're really, the taste and
Gruen?
everything is really top notch for me.
oh god, the
Thanks,
gummies are phenomenal. The chocolate's phenomenal. The fact that you get equal dose,
The
the
homogenization.
yeah,
Homogenized.
homogenized. That's better.
Homogenized. Homonized.
Homogenized.
It's homonized. Homonized. It is. It's homonized, right?
I think so.
It's HOMO. Homonized.
No, it's
No.
homogenized.
Oh, is it? It's got a J in there?
No,
J?
G.
I think it's a J, actually.
HOMOJ.
Let me spell it for you.
A.
HOMO dash J IZED.
Okay.
Apostrophe
that's cool.
apostrophe on the D.
Homogenized.
That sounds good.
Well,
That sounds good.
Homogenized.
I like it.
I was really trying to do a nice spot for you there.
I thank you.
No,
You
it is
did.
homogenized. Well, people need to know.
You just said it right.
See? Subliminal.
I caught him.
Subliminal.
Thank you both for that.
No,
Those
I
kind
mean
words.
it's
Seriously.
you
Appreciate
don't
that.
see the quality and the put into a lot of products. You buy some gummies and you're just like, wow. I could have made. These.
We should have you guys out to the production facility.
I'd love to do that.
Where's that at?
It's on the other side, of course. We're in Kansas City.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, we'd do that.
It's
Oh,
pretty
man,
cool.
It's like a field
Sign
trip up
me
there.
up.
A lot of people working hard in there. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
They
That'd
really,
be awesome.
they really
Yeah.
work hard. They're great.
This
team
isn't
over there.
easy to do. Like
Not at all.
It is,
No.
but it isn't.
No.
I mean, we make it look easy, but
Yeah. I mean, you're doing great at that.
I mean, I've whip up some pudding and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. Yeah, a lot of people working hard on all this stuff all over the country. So
I actually don't mind the solid packaging. It's not terrible. I mean, I know there's regulations around and stuff, but I think it looks.
It's a bummer for us because
the design's slick.
If you look at even our pearls there, I mean those look great, And these look great too. So yeah, and Timeless there, this package looks great too, and all that. That's a lot of hard work and some really talented people put a lot of work and time into making those things look awesome, and it's a part of your brand after a while.
Right.
When does the law of the packaging go into
I'm gonna
effect?
screw this up. It's in May 24th, I believe. But
it's in May, so there's some time. Did they extend that or
they did? It was earlier.
Okay, because I remember them talking about that at MoCan.
Yeah,
that
they extended it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I never heard the news.
You know
on
what
that.
probably happens is like the government's like, all right, we're going to shut it down here, and then we're going to make the law now and change it now. And then they get bombarded with so much calls from all the companies like, hey, yeah, we need that variance. And like, we're just going to go ahead and extend it because we can't handle all this work.
It's a lot.
Oh, man, I can't even imagine.
So, yeah. And, your packaging has to get approved once it's changed. And there's a lot of strict rules on all of it. And there are stickers, as you can see here. Those are not only on those packages; those have to line up in the boxes those come in.
Oh wow!
And all the paperwork that goes along with that, all that has to match up. So, and for good reasons.
Yeah.
But putting these things together and getting them launched and changes on packaging and those things, they really can slow you down. You gotta. Just testing alone is going to take a couple of weeks to get back to you sometimes. So
yeah, because you got a ton of information on here with like batch and lot ID and everything else, and those all got to match up to go to the state, so the state knows what you're saying. Hence that whole thing down in Robertsville that they are kind of looking at.
Sure, all these things are can be traced back. They all have to line up for us, and then once they get to the dispensary, all of that has to line up with them. So you don't just drop these things off at the door like Amazon.
Right?
The person on there and checks
Scanning
all of those
in.
numbers too.
Oh, they scan them in,
and they
don't
all
they?
have to line up, and the paperwork has to line up too. So,
Nice.
and it's it's a good thing, but
a
it
good
takes
thing.
some time.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes some time.
I kind of want that though. I want that
Absolutely.
for these products.
Well, when something bad happens out there, that or something that's not supposed to be going on, like what just happened, is very easy. To
hell yeah.
To figure that out.
Right.
And where we went wrong
and trace it back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everything is very regulated.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of what just went on, I did want to go and talk about. We talked last week, and we said, "Hey, not a peep. There was not a peep about anything since the recall, and we caught up all the news
with Delta."
With Delta, but yesterday we broke a story, or their story broke on actually September 11th. Missouri company at center of cannabis recall used hemp instead of marijuana in products. Other business owners say they had no idea they were paying marijuana prices for a synthetic THC that had been converted from hemp. So I know we've not debated about the compound. Okay. We know that that's the same. The compound Delta 8 is the same, right? Delta 9 is the same. So sorry about that.
No Delta 8.
Delta 9. Richard Batenberg Jr. feels deceived and cheated. His cannabis brand, Colorado-based The Clear, has been partnering with licensed Missouri manufacturer to produce pre-roll joints. Some were infused with THC concentrate or distillate purchased from Robertsville-based company called Delta Extraction. When the state issued a recall last month of all the products made with these same distillate, a total of 62,000 products, Batenberg's company was stuck with 90,000 joints taking up space in a Missouri warehouse that still they can't do anything with. So we knew that, right? But here is the crux.
I have a question, and you may know this.
Here, let me finish this. But it's not just the recall that got under his skin. As Delta Extraction was fighting off their license suspension and the recall of state regulators, the company revealed that it had been importing concentrated THC oil made from industrial hemp, which is about 4 times cheaper to make than marijuana THC concentrate in Missouri. Batenberg had no idea his team was likely buying what he calls a synthetic THC, a THC that had been converted from a hemp's CBD using a heavy chemical process used mixed with a small amount of marijuana while still paying marijuana prices, which I think that's a very important
so you can
differentiation.
You can use a reactor on CBD flower or on butane it out. You got the oil. You can put a CBD oil into a reactor and make it THC. I don't even know if I think that's Delta 8. That's not it's THC.
Nobody's
but
fighting.
I think it's Delta 8 CBD. So what I'm saying though is in that CBD plant there is Delta 9 THC.
Okay, but
there is that is in that plant low amounts.
And I'll say too that even all of that distillate that was sold, it all went and it was tested. Back then, you could sell distillate without having it tested. That's changed now. Thank God. But what always had to be tested were the products that were made from it.
Right.
All of those passed testing as that they were Delta 9, and it just goes way deeper than that.
It was Delta 9?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
100%.
I don't think you can make Delta 9 out of CBD.
So they, yes, all that product was tested.
Right.
But it was tested in the products.
That
were already made.
Not the distillate, right.
Yeah, and so now all our distillate that we buy has to be tested, and then our product still gets tested again still.
Which is like what, like $600 by the state per batch or something like that. And you get your COA.
Thank
with
God
the
I don't
metallic
have
content.
to
You don't mess with any of that.
to have to know that.
Yeah. Well, we did when we were doing the CBD farm the first year because we had to test everything to make sure it wasn't too hot or we had to destroy it. It was like I guess it's 0.3.
Yeah.
It's got to be less than 0.3 THC, but it's like it came in at like 1%, so we could use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is like,
yeah.
But there's THC in it.
Yeah. Well, Batenberg goes on to say, even more infuriating than overpaying for hemp, Batenberg said, is that he was unknowingly deceiving his own customers who thought they were getting a pure marijuana product. And I think that's, so first of all, the two things that I get out of this is, I take the science out and the testing out. If I'm buying something 4 times cheaper, okay, and I'm charging someone 4 times more and not telling them and purposely not telling them where it's come from, I think that's wrong because and these companies are propping up on your product that you're deceiving them on, and I think that's a very important distinction. And fight for their license. I think they should lose it. Sorry, and if you're friends of mine out in the industry and you're friends with these guys, hey, you know what? You got to cut the arm to save the body, because cut the arm off because I think it's wrong.
I think they're going to have a hard time operating at this point.
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
I mean, if it's again
when the final numbers
proven guilty
come out on this of actual
damages,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
John Lopez, CEO of Old Route 66, he says that whole fiasco cost him $800,000 in products. That's a lot of products.
That's what it was worth. So they had an inventory ready to sell. So to them, it was worth $800,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, it didn't cost them that to make that, but that is what it was worth. And that's how you carry losses. So
right.
And they were just one of many, many, and then the dispensary side as well. They bought that product.
Well,
so if they were sitting on it, now they're out as well. So there's a lot of, like I said, once those numbers come out, it's gonna be a good number. I mean, So and you know what that means? People want their money. So
at that point, like, how do you get it?
No, you don't. But ultimately, right? I mean, it's just sad to be honest. It's all around. It's just these
little bit of stain on the industry that's not needed right now.
It's good. It's good that it lasted for nothing amount of time.
Right.
I mean, just immediately. I mean, hell, we're not even a year into this thing.
Right,
we're not even, at that point, we weren't even 6 months in. So the system's working like it should. Everyone's still up and running and keeping going, and
catching back up from products being pulled off.
That definitely hurts some people for sure, harder than others even. But
well, I will say
the system worked as it should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to
absolutely.
keep it regulated. I want it regulated. I will say this too. While Delta manufactured and sold the distillate, Lopez puts most of the blame on the brand that contracted with Delta to follow a recipe and make the product. Oklahoma-based Conte Enterprises. Conti. We would have never bought it, and his team known, it was chemically converted THC from hemp. Basically is what Lopez is saying. They got a spokesman for Conti said the company stands by the safety and quality of its products. However, it does not comment on pending litigation. So there is a lot of
unanswered questions,
litigation going on now. So, and right now Batenberg works with the manufacturer Dark Horse Medicinals to produce his brand. That company is now suing Conte and Delta Extraction to recoup its losses after purchasing nearly $325,000 of distillate in May that went into making about $1 million worth of products. So
yeah, that's a month's worth to a lot of people. So just a month, But so wow, there's a lot of being bought and sold out there. So so that's a good indication. That's one person there. We sold what? God, what were the numbers today? I don't want to say the wrong number, but we had a lot of sales in cannabis last month in Missouri.
Yeah,
and a big part of that is products made from distillate.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Well, a Missouri judge.
Majority, really, right?
That's no.
A Missouri judge has already dismissed Delta's lawsuit against the state to stop the recall, and a commissioner handling the company's appeal of its license suspension recently denied its request for a stay. A final decision on the appeal is still pending, and the commission will hold a hearing on September 29th. So this all brings up an interesting question. We're down the chain. We're the consumers. So how often were we overpaying for what we thought was Missouri-grown marijuana, but we're actually getting hemp somewhere else, getting it some hemp-derived stuff? Now, I can't say this is what this was and this is what that was, but I can say I've tried a lot of products over the 2 years. A lot of products I just don't care for and I don't use. And it happens. I don't like. It just so happens I don't happen to like any products that were really caught up in that, whole thing. Like, I want to go. It's a good high for me, that kind of, So I think that's really what it should come down to for the consumer. But yeah, how about that? Walking in there paying, $80 for a cart that you think is all Missouri grown. It's supposed to be. I mean, it was 4 times cheaper than. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's wrong.
Pretty much, if you were going to dispensaries often for a couple of months there,
you're getting that bullshit.
April, May, June.
Yeah.
You got some of this in you. And so you have to think about when you were getting high off those products at that time. Did you feel any different?
I did.
Than you do now. Of those same products.
I did. I stopped edibles.
I wouldn't have
I stopped taking edibles during April, May. I'm like, I just stopped taking edibles because I didn't
know what
they weren't doing anything.
Because I remember he didn't want the gummies and stuff.
Well, that was after you almost killed yourself.
That was 420 last year.
Was that when you were saying nothing gets me high?
Yeah,
the edibles aren't doing it for me.
No, that was a long time ago. But I just stopped. I did stop getting gummies. They weren't. They just weren't, and the pins too. The pins. I remember I stopped getting carts from you and stuff too. I'm like, I'm not really. It's that. And it's probably industrial driven fucking bullshit being shoved down my gullet from the dispensary.
You didn't see the reactor at my house,
no,
man.
I'm just joking. No, yours is always good. I always liked yours, but but we go to I sense cannabis, and sometimes they would put out some. They'd come to the club and send us their samples, and they would taste really good, but I never really was like, I need to go.
Now, they wouldn't have used any of that, by the way, since
they're vertical.
It makes their own, so they bought none of that. So, yeah.
But that would be the only one I would have gotten.
Yeah, so, I didn't see a difference myself during that period. I was actually probably eating edible, well, for sure, more than I had ever. Ever.
Yeah. But you were eating your own good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't see too much of a difference, and they tested right. So, it's interesting. It really is just going to come down to a big lawyer game at this point, and the industry's already moved on. I think the consumers have too as well. So it's just kind of like, it's just fuck, the system worked.
I think it came down to that's what it came down to.
Whatever happens now, it's fucking gives a shit.
It's out of our hands. Yeah, like let's move forward. We're not doing business there anymore. You find it somewhere else.
Maybe not.
I mean, I think it came down to, like we said, there was regulations. We're glad that we got them. Thank God. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not fuck them up.
Let's not fuck them up. So yeah, good. So
brand new industry. I mean, I say it every day, but imagine all alcohol and every bar is 6-7 months old.
Right.
Tito's is 7 months old for the first time it's ever happened.
Right.
So
and we're
doing pretty good.
Yeah, we are doing good
for bars being open for 7 months.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to own one of those bars.
Well, I'll get you guys beers.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
No, keep going.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to belabor it on the news, but as it comes out, I'm just interested in seeing how the state handles it.
Did you send me that last night or the night before?
Yeah, last night.
Last night, and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is news about that. So I actually stopped and read the whole article, and I was just like, wow, this is a bigger mess than I thought it was. Like this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because they're coming from the hemp side of things. I know the regulations about converting that stuff to THC and everything else. It's not highly regulated on the CBD side. It's just not. Right. You can get a test if it's hot, it's hot.
Right.
Whatever. It's highly regulated on
THC side.
Right. So they knew better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my biggest problem with it. They knew better.
If there's a loophole out there, people find it. That's just the key.
That just sucks.
And you're not going to plug every hole when you're not going to plug every hole at first. It's the same thing Brian just said. Fucking, we're in it 7 months. Imagine everything just opening up. You're going to find these people, you're going to find these things, and they're going to learn their lesson. People are going to learn, hey, well, we're going to change the law.
So it would be an extremely hard industry to get in and not do things the right way. It's just very, very, very hard to do.
Yeah.
So I'm sure someone will figure it out at some point. They always,
strict, man.
But it's not easy. So.
Well, I can probably tell our consumers or my listeners out there, my edible lovers, if you see me probably in the next week or so, I got a lot of events coming up. I'm hosting in the Studio 54 this weekend. We'll be giving away Corey Feldman tickets to that. We'll be giving Corey Feldman tickets at that this weekend. So if you're wanting to come to Diamond Music Hall, if you see me, I probably have some samples on me. So hit me up. My people always come up and I kind of dig it. I'm like, hey, you got any samples? Like, yeah. So I know we did the Jimmy Smooth event, the car event. Man, thank you, Gron, for hooking up all those people. Man, there were so many happy people. I took pictures of everybody for you guys so you guys could see them.
That's awesome.
They're always happy to hear what I have to say about them, especially when I get to talk about Bite It in Half. I even go into the story about how, like, they rule Canada, like the chocolates. Like, it's a national holiday. Like, they have a Groon national holiday. Like, it's required you buy at least 10 Groon bars a year up there.
It is true, though. We are in all of
Canada.
Like,
unmedicated. Like, even the unmedicated chocolates, that's the thing about it. You're getting award-winning chocolate, and in Canada, the unmedicated is like super popular.
We need to put a golden ticket in one of these.
That is a great idea that we almost employed here for the holidays, and we just couldn't pull it off.
The Willy Wonka, man.
I
got a golden ticket.
Golden ticket. That old fucking asshole got out of that bed so quick. That fucking bastard.
My marketing department is gonna hate this because, it's definitely something we want to do.
That would be
chocolate
awesome.
for sure.
Shit.
Now somebody else is gonna do it, but we were almost there.
Have Christina dress up.
Copywriting that bitch right now.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
So cool. Everybody wants a golden ticket, right?
Yeah, no shit.
What does it get them, though? That's the thing.
Well, you know what? I was thinking, like, through the holidays, I was just telling Wyatt, I was like, man, these candy companies and chocolate companies, I can't wait. It's the first year recreational. Like, what kind of holiday, kind of cool shit will be coming out? Man, that golden ticket shit would have been sweet. Like a I don't know, if like free Groon for life or whatever.
You guys got anything pumpkin spice for the fucking nuts?
Oh shit! No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Ooh.
I hate pumpkin spice, but
We should
I know
get that
people
going.
love it.
Chocolate pumpkin spice fudge for next year. Yeah. Roll that out.
Fudge. He said fudge, dude.
Fudge packer.
Fudge. As soon as has anyone ever eaten fudge on
Yeah,
purpose?
yeah.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
you
is
cut-
fudge
yeah,
anyway?
It's chocolate,
Bananas. What is it? Pumpkin spice fudge packers is what we'll call them. Maybe like 100 milligram little packers.
Dense, right? Fudge is like
Yeah,
you could
super dense.
you could make roads
like a
out of it.
hash, like
You
a
could make-
like a hashed blob. You know.
Why do you want fudge? You know what I mean? I've never been like, you know what? Let's make some fudge.
Can you make pumpkin spice chocolate?
Let's make a road out of food that we want.
you-
We can fucking stand on.
Can you make chocolate out of fucking pumpkin spice? No.
You gotta.
You could put pumpkin spice
What
in
is
chocolate. Though.
fudge though? You gotta.
What is
explain
pumpkin
it.
spice?
It's
a-
dense
well,
chocolate. It's a dense
spice
chocolate.
from a pumpkin, but what's fudge?
Dense chocolate.
It. Why?
Look up.
It's got dense. It's density.
Look up fudge.
It's a
Yeah, come on.
density thing.
Let's figure out what fudge is because
the
I
fuck
really
is-
don't know.
All right, I'll read it. I'm gonna read it. What it says.
We're off the rails.
I
What
have to
is
know.
fudge? What is fudge?
It's. I think it's more sugar than normal. I would imagine
It
in the
says,
recipe.
Oh, what is fudge? Just what I first word. What is fudge? Is a dense,
Yeah, oh, perfect.
rich confection typically made with sugar, milk, or cream, butter, and chocolate or other flavorings. Other flavorings, i.e., pumpkin spice fudge.
What makes it so dense, as they say, though?
Oh.
Why is it so not
yeah.
good?
Actually,
Why
I
does
thought
it
he was
suck?
fucking
Like,
with us.
It
And he
is.
actually knew the fucking. I don't know when to fucking trust him or not. Like he'll say shit and you're just like, what the fuck?
yeah, sometimes you hit a home run.
Fudge is not the same as chocolate. Chocolate is a mix of cocoa solids and cocoa butter and sometimes sugar and other flavorings and is hard and brittle. Fudge is a mixture of sugar, dairy, and flavorings that is cooked and cooled to form a smooth, semi-soft confection.
It's way more sugar.
Yeah.
Guarantee
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
it's
fucking
gotta be.
dense sugar
You know
blob.
what's almost like fudge is like a gooey butter
Poop.
cake.
Yeah, right.
And gooey butter
Yeah,
cake has the most
Poop.
sugar
Yeah.
per capita
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the world.
Well, you know those cosmic
We sell
brownies?
more of that here for sure.
Those are fudge. The cosmic brownies with the sprinkles on top.
I don't
You
know
what
what
I'm
those
talking about? The
are.
fucking
Yeah.
Little Debbie, like cosmic brownies.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, the real
That's
dent.
fudge.
You pick them up and they feel like a fucking brick.
Yeah, see, that's
Okay.
fudge.
That's
Pumpkin
fudge.
spice that. We could pumpkin spice that.
And then what is fudge packer? What is
I just
that?
like the name.
What does it
like
mean?
it's for
exactly?
packing, like hiking.
So you're
throw
like,
your fudge packer, like my throw
you-
my
like-
pumpkin spice
like
packer.
production guy that puts it like
That's my
packages
packer.
it
No,
and
no,
puts
like,
it in a box.
Nah, like check out my pumpkin spice fudge packer. Just throw it in my bag and go.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's my packer.
It's not a.
No,
It's not. It's.
my packer. Packing it in my bag. You
Ah,
know?
yeah.
My fudge packer.
Okay.
You know, kind of like.
Well, now we know what fudge is and
Yeah.
fudge packing. Before I didn't. I wasn't.
Yeah, it's
How would I
marketing.
know?
Dude, Grun is going to be all over this. They're going to love this. They're going to do it, I think, next year, probably.
I'm sure they're gonna put this
I'm sure it's
podcast
gonna be-
right on their
I'm
website.
sure it's going to be right on
It's
top.
gonna be front
I'm
page.
sure it's probably going to be the first thing out when the video comes out. It's going to be right on everybody's
I'm having
emails.
the most fun though.
Pumpkin spice
That's good, isn't it?
fudge packer. Yeah.
The
So we
pre-roll of the day.
Yeah. So we did
STL Blue.
STL Blue today,
Dungeon
and
and
this
Danks.
was
Is that your Scott? Scott, is that yours?
yeah. It was his cannabis. This is Dungeon of Dank Genetics. So shout out to Dungeon of Dank. I want to give them a little finger on the.
Yeah.
on
No,
the
I
side.
found this strain and I actually can smoke it and not be like completely out of my
Yeah.
fucking mind.
Yeah.
It's just a good strain for me.
Yeah.
I love it. It's got a
Super
good flavor.
buzz.
It's smooth. Yeah. I'm good right now.
Yeah.
So, do you eat at Pantera's?
A lot.
yeah.
So, now I listen to nothing but KC95 in my car.
Son of a bitch.
One fucking
You notice how
dude.
he looked right at me when he
It
said
just
that. Oh, wow.
can't help
my
it.
God.
What am I supposed to do? And I find myself getting really excited now when Scott's on the radio too. I was listening.
Really?
My favorite part though is the Pantera's commercial.
Yeah, I went to him with
He's like,
Pantera.
I fucking walked there as a kid. Yeah. I eat there every fucking day.
So now are you fucking
it's
with
$10.
Yep. Yes.
Come get. I mean, it's effective.
Authentic.
I want to say,
It's authentic.
for someone like
sure.
me, I'm like, motherfucker, I need to go to
Yeah, fuck
Pantera's.
yeah.
And I found out there is more than one, and now that one's independent though, right?
No, yeah, it is. They're
It
independent
is.
from each.
So
There's
you're,
one in Edwardsville.
You're working for them though, because you're only talking about O'Fallon.
I'm working for them.
Yes.
It's strictly
Yeah.
Pantera's
I
Pizza
thought
O'Fallon.
Fuck
that was
those
the
other
only
Panteras,
one,
only
right?
O'Fallons
And then
are-
I looked around. I was like, "Oh wait, there's more than one, and this is a fucking rogue Panteras and O'Fallon that hired a badass dude from the radio." And now every time I hear it, I'm like, "I gotta eat at Pantera's."
Fuck yeah.
You
But
guys
I'm
want
not.
to go to lunch there?
Yeah,
we
we're-
did
we're-
it
I
know,
already
let's
once.
do it again. You were hurt
shit.
though. You had your
I
thing.
had
You had
a-
your sleeve.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You did have a
I
broken
had a.
leg.
I had
Remember that for a couple of days I was like, I
hyperextended-
might
don't know
need
why I
surgery.
remembered, but
Me and
yeah.
Travis Kelsey both have hyperextensions right now.
He's dating Taylor Swift,
Except
by the
I
way.
did come back
Is he
from
really?
Yeah, he's
Shut the
boning.
fuck up.
Man, you know what? I wouldn't want to go
best,
there.
dude.
She's had too many Chiefs in that kitchen.
No,
That's a
Boom!
joke.
That's not
Didn't he try to
true.
meet
No, I'm
her
just
at
joking.
the stadium when she played in Kansas
Yeah,
City?
yeah. He sent her a
And
note.
she turned him down.
Sent
She
her a
was like,
note.
didn't want to meet
Yeah,
him.
they've been seen out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the scoop.
You know what got her? I bet you.
What?
He's got a podcast with his brother, and it's great.
Really?
Oh, him and,
And I
Oh,
bet
it's
you-
like the #1 sports
I
podcast
bet
in
you,
the nation.
I bet you she watched that and was like,
I need that.
you know what?
I need that football
kinda
player.
cute.
That's a real fucking dude right there.
That's a real football
You know
guy.
how she is?
Yeah.
She wants a real.
Taylor Swift.
When you shit if they got married.
I love that.
I would shit regardless if they got married. It's something I do every day.
I bet she changes his name to Travis Swift. I know I'm a Kelsey, but I'm going to go with Swift.
Kansas City Chiefs.
That was funny what you said, though. I've never heard you tell that. What you said, nah, I shit every day, so I'm gonna shit.
I will shit regardless.
Yeah, regardless. So that was good timing. I just didn't want it to go unnoticed.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's kind of funny. So we covered fudge pack, and I do want to say I got a couple.
Christianity.
We did. Jesus was a circus. He was a
I'm
circus
so
hippie.
sorry.
You know what I mean? He was a carny.
Circus hip.
No, he was,
Jesus
dude.
weed.
Listen, if you rolled into town to some primitive town and you had weed, you're gonna look like a magic man. If you're putting weed on people that are hurting and they're feeling better, and you're smoking with them, you're gonna look like a fucking magic man, miracle worker. You will. You fucking
It's
will.
Jesus and heart opens up. You know, heart comes
The
out.
seriousness on your fucking.
It's just- hey, you want to talk Jesus? It's true, man. I'll talk Jesus all day long.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm religious, dude. I believe it.
Oh God.
Listen, he was. Look at my. Have you ever seen?
You find an article that calls him a circus.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen a picture of Jesus when he was in clean clothes? Never. It's always like some dirty shroud of some sort. You know.
Why?
I mean,
Yeah.
because you travel in the desert. They're dirty hippies, man. They were high smoking
this
weed.
was before Nirvana and grunge?
Way before grunge
So
rock.
he had no reason to dress like. He had no reason to wear those clothes.
No reason
It's
at
not 'cause
all.
he liked
It wasn't
Kurt
trying to be
Cobain
cool.
or,
Yep.
or Sonic Youth.
No. They had like sandals that they fashioned, bro. I mean, it's
Yeah.
they were probably
Birkenstocks, I think.
the original Birkenstock.
It was. Are you sure it was
I
in the
think
early
no,
90s?
no. You know what? Jesus was known for that sandal that showcased the big toe, that
The one that
resurgent
has the strap.
The mandel.
the strap over the big toe.
you
Real
gotta-
popular in the 70s.
Yeah.
That one came back.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, but that was
It's just hard
Jesus'
to-
first toe ring. He liked to
Jesus
showcase his
rocked
toe.
it, huh?
Yeah, he rocked that one. I kind of want to rock that one. If
What
my
are
toe,
they called? Jesus toes?
Well, the bigger they like to show it off back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So, you
Look at
wrap
that
it.
big
You know how when you got
show.
well, I don't want to go into that.
like, you'd sit around, he'd put his big Jesus toes up in the table.
Tie it up, bro. Get
Big
it.
old
It'd be
ball.
like, what's up, boys? I just
showcasing
rubbed
it.
cannabis on. I
got that
Toking.
Toking.
Yeah. Oh, what are you sore? Let me get you some cannabis oil. He didn't tell him it was cannabis oil. He was like, "Look, I just touched. It's water. When I just touched it, and it became healing." That's probably what he told people. He's probably smart, like you know how like those people like
He's
they
resting his toe a lot
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? So you just walk up on him. He'd have that motherfucker up.
yeah,
there, you know
big
what I'm
toe
saying?
showcased.
Just be staring at you.
How did you get that big ass toe like that? He's like, let me rub this on. Give me your toe.
Give me
I'll
your
rub
toe.
this shit right
His
on.
toe has an elbow.
Big joint hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
It's
dude.
in the Bible.
No wonder those disciples were hanging around with him all the time.
Oh, shit.
You know, fuck.
He was throwing them like
Bud,
grams,
shit.
you know
Go
what I
find
mean?
me some
Like,
bud.
They
They'd
were
be
like
out there.
the ultimate roadies.
They were
man.
probably
They had
little
to go with
drug
the biggest
dealers.
rock
Yeah.
stars.
They were probably like
They had
part of
those
his drug
little 20
dealing
sacks.
team,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
trying
he
to
sent 'em out
so they
to
could
the
like
little-
move to another town and travel around the desert and shit, you know,
town to town. They
town
became
to town.
Who's Noel? What's the first Noel? What's that? What's a Noel?
That's a saint. Are you talking about
Saint
Santa
Noel.
Claus?
The first Noel. Who's Noel?
Yeah, that's the Santa Claus.
That's that everything.
The fuck?
Yeah, Santa Claus.
So Santa Claus's name is
First Noel is
That's
a,
what they say.
is a Christmas
That's what they
song,
say. He was a
right?
real
Yeah.
dude, actually.
Yeah, I've had
Santa
to
Claus
sing
did
it
exist.
millions of times, and I'd never asked what the fuck that was.
Why didn't they come
Who's
out with
Noel,
Why
dude?
didn't they come out second Noel?
Yeah,
Like, why didn't they have another
what-
song?
The
If you ain't
first
first,
one-
you're last.
Last Noel.
The last.
All right, I'll Google it later.
Yeah, we have to find that out.
Google it.
It is
He's
going to be
sitting in
holiday
front of a
season.
computer.
It is going to be holiday
Nobody
season coming
cares.
up. We're going to have a lot of cool episodes. We got Halloween coming. Fucking, it's party season, really. We're kicking off party season this week at the Studio 54.
September 29th, Cobb Factory opens up.
Oh, fucking
Blevins
Blevins!
is the haunted house, yeah.
We're coming. We're coming for you, Blevins.
So look, I went up there because we did our fantasy draft or whatever,
Yeah.
and they redid the back third of the building.
Yeah.
And it's all these mazes, a Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they built a witch house in the damn thing.
Oh shit!
What's a witch house?
Like a, well,
we
house
should
where
we,
a witch lives.
we should have a.
I lived in a witch house.
We-
It's actually true. I just moved out.
Yeah,
of
he
one.
did. It was the old
where the Wicca religion was formed
Wiccan
in
religion.
1972.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
On Main Street, 903 South Main Street. It's otherwise known as Magpie's Restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was just down.
We
I
can
was
put
right
the deed
across
to
from
the
today
house
at my-
up on this too, so everybody can see it. I got
Yeah,
all
no
that.
shit.
And,
'Cause that's crazy.
fucked up.
yeah, so it was. Yeah, so
Take a picture
Gavin
of it,
and
send it to me.
Yvette Frost owned the home in '72, and that is the year that the government recognized the Wicca religion as a formal religion. That was the church at the time. They had burned a circle in the living room.
Yeah, it was cool.
The home was built in 1804, so they had a witch's circle in there. All of that, I actually
Is this still on the floor?
no.
Damn, that would be badass.
A lady though that bought the home from them came up with me one day, and she wanted to see the place, and all she talked about was how this place is in her dreams all the time. She was very excited to come in, and blew by me at the door and ran into the living room and was like, "Where's the circle?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And that's how I found out about that. But Gavin and Yvette Frost owned the home at 72, Wicca religion, and then I have the deed of the home since it was built, and who's owned it, and they're there. And then in 72 it actually changes over to the Church of Wicca, even on the deed to the home. So it was the church. So they did that probably to not pay taxes because they were a legal church now. They left there a year or two after that, but yeah, real deal.
That
know?
is
I
insane.
found all that out.
That's
through
cool history
the
for St. Charles,
internet.
man.
Yeah, the lady who owned the building when I had first moved in there, she passed, but she told me those things that this is known as the church or the witch's house, and a witch used to live here and da da da. But it just all sounded like bullshit to me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that's just how I am, anyways.
Yeah, you're like,
You
all right,
got a
yeah,
better
whatever.
fucking. You're gonna have to show me on Google, bro.
Right.
Jesus
There's no
was a
questions.
stoner.
Yeah.
So I went down that rabbit hole, and
That's cool, though,
after
man. That's
she
some cool
passed,
history.
actually, I became interested. Rhonda passed, and I wanted to know and
history,
it all
yeah.
lined up. Yeah, it's wild.
Man, that's cool.
Well, we got an event on Saturday. You got your Marla Jean booth, and I'm setting up. I'm going to set up the Toking with Topher booth right next to you.
Yeah, well, I'll be with you.
So we're going to be cross pollinating. We got some of the dog tinctures you're launching.
Yep, we got a rotisserie chicken dog tincture, man. My dog goes nuts over that.
Yeah,
thing, dude. He'll lick the dropper. And she'll lick the drop. Dude, it's crazy.
So come see us, guys. We're going to be doing some raffling and giving away some stuff. That's going to be Saturday from noon to 4:20. That's at Missouri Wild Alchemy on West Terra Lane, next to the El Magwe, I think it is.
No,
El
Maison
in Lake St. Louis.
Great restaurant and probably one of my favorite dispensaries in the state.
Yeah,
Missouri
I
Wild
love
Alchemy.
those guys
Amazing.
there.
So if you can just, they're honing in on that one store, and that's what they do. And man, it's really nice.
Yeah, they're really responsive. Brandon and those guys run an excellent shop over there. Tony Primo works there.
Yes.
You know that?
I do.
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. So see us there on Saturday. We got Corey Feldman on Tuesday, man. I'm giving away tickets. You heard about that earlier in the show. Looking forward to seeing you guys at that. We got a lot of people coming to that event. So see you out there, weed smokers. Stay stoned. Peace.
Baby, make like I do with the punches and roll me home.